Woo! Drifting. Oh, yeah, there went somebody for no reason. They get better. It's just that first lap. Whatever reason, that first lap, they're just terrible. What's up, guys? Dan here. Today we are back in Assetto Corsa Evo. We're going to do another racing gameplay video. So yesterday, if you missed it, I did a racing gameplay video, mostly where I was talking about the state of AC Evo, but it was a racing gameplay video in a sense. It got a lot of positive feedback, a lot of comments, and a lot of likes, and I think it's got over 1,000 views at this point, which is pretty good for 24 hours for a gameplay video of mine. Typically, my gameplay videos are not that popular for whatever reason. That's fine, but I don't do that many of them because not that many people tune in. For whatever reason, the AC Evo video kind of was a hit. At least in my eyes it was. So I thought we'll continue on with that train. So today we're going to do another gameplay video. Now, I had a good suggestion in the comments on the last video, just to give you a backstory. Just like AC1, AC Evo, I'm having this exact same issue where the opponent skill, as far as AI goes, it's very hard to calibrate where that needs to be to get a good competitive race the entire time. If you set it too low, if you set it too low and you try to race them right off the bat, the AI just is kind of in a bad state at this point. Very, very similar to AC1, but that's not what this video is about. When I set them at 100, they're a little bit better, not perfect, but a little bit better at the beginning, but then eventually after a couple laps in, they get way too fast of a pace for me, personally. Typically across the board, when I race AIs in any game, my average is somewhere between setting it at like 88 to 92%. That puts me in a fun competitive race with the AI because I'm not an alien. That's just the skill level that I have. But turning it down that low on Evo was causing issues at the beginning of the race when I was trying to race the AI. It was just catastrophic failures, crashing, just crazy stuff. So the suggestion in my last video was to set it where I think it would be normally, and then give the AI a race to kind of get themselves worked out. And I don't know why I haven't thought of that, but that was a fantastic idea. So that's what we're going to do here. Technically, I'm doing a 5-lap race, but if you see on screen here, I've actually got it set for 6. I've got the AI set to 92%. That is where I think we'll find out soon where I will match the best with the AI. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it that first of 6 laps. I'm going to give the AI the time to kind of get themselves figured out. Then once we round the final corner and hit lap 2, I'm going to consider that lap 1. That should give the AI a little chance to kind of balance themselves out, and then I'm going to go for a sprint from that point forward, starting from the back of the pack, and see if and how many AI I can pass once they're kind of at a better state. So this is a single class race in the Toyota GR86. I'm going to run the H pattern clutch. We're going to be jamming gears for this one. So it should be fun. Hopefully you enjoy it. We're going to start out at 1500 with a time scaler of 6 times. So we should see some decent time change in this race as well. So we're going to hop on track. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in just a minute on track. So as I said, I'm going to let them have this first lap. I'm going to hang out behind them. Hopefully within a lap or so they can kind of get themselves figured out. And then as we come around the final corner, get back on this straightaway on lap 2, I'll call that lap 1, and I'll give it everything I've got, see how many positions we can pick up, if any. They normally have a lot of trouble right here. But they got through reasonably well. That's surprising. Just a reminder, I've got the AI set to 92%, not 100 like I did yesterday. Of course, this is a completely different car, completely different track. Yesterday I was on Mount Panorama. Today we're on Laguna Seca. Yesterday we were in, what did we race? Oh, the Mazda MX-5 Cup. And today we are in the GR86. They're still struggling here. And I'm like literally giving it 50% of what I could be doing here, and it's crazy that they're this slow. Like, only on the first lap. I mean, they actually start to get reasonably quick once you get out, you know, into lap 2, lap 3, and so on and so forth. They get okay. Slipping and sliding. Oh, I'm good. Yeah, no, traction control's not on. Felt for a second there that traction control was on. Alright, so now we're going to give it everything we've got and see what we can do here. See, they're already pulling harder down this straightaway. Why are they faster here than they were before? It's crazy. But that's fine. Let's see what we can do. Let's jam some gears. See if and when we can pick up any places here. Funny story, I was actually looking at these in real life to possibly replace my Mini. I've had a lot of hot hatchbacks in the last couple years. Actually, for probably the last 5 years, I've had a ton of hot hatchbacks. Fiesta STs, Focus STs, GTI, 2 Mini Coopers, and I'm kind of ready to get back into a rear-wheel drive, even if it's not a very powerful rear-wheel drive. I've had Mustangs in the past that made a lot of power and stuff. I'm not really interested in that. I'm just kind of looking for a reasonably priced car that's fun to drive and is a reasonably decent commuter also. And I think this would really fit the build. I've never driven one of these newer gens, but I've driven the older ones, and everything I've researched online, these are just like that 2.0. Better in every way. More comfortable, more dialed in, a little more horsepower, a little more torque. I could use to have my force feedback turned up just a touch here. Woo! Drifting. See, once you get some laps in, we're now on lap 3, I mean, they get better. It's just that first lap. For whatever reason, that first lap, they're just terrible. I don't know what the deal is. Like, they're scared of each other, and definitely scared of you, like as in me. This thing is really loose in the back end. It's fun though. Don't think I'm gonna be able to get this guy on the outside, so I'm gonna give it to him and try to get him on this uphill here. Yeah, I think we got him. Got into ABS a little bit there. See, these guys are holding their own, and it's weird. I mean, it's not like they're by themselves. They're in a pack up here, but they're still driving reasonably decent. Just having a little fun there. I mean, they're pulling down the straightaway. I mean, this right here is what I feel like is reasonable for a 92% AI. Sorry if my shifter is very loud, guys. This is a cheapo Amazon shifter. I keep telling Tom Jones, if he's listening, that I'm going to do a review on this thing. It was just a $50 shifter off Amazon, but it's actually really good. I should do a review on it. I paid for it. It's not something that was given to me. But if there was one problem with it, it's just very loud. But as far as how it feels, it's really good. Oh, yeah, there went somebody for no reason. Now, here's where you really have to be careful. When you get in traffic, they will bump you. Sometimes they act like you're not even there. See, this guy's bumping me in the back right now. You can't see it probably, but I can feel it in the force feedback. So I gotta pay attention because they will turn you around pretty quick. Oh, a little wide there. I said this a lot in the last video. This game is going to be money. I really do think that this game is, man, I am missing the apexes bad. This thing is really pushing, and I haven't overheated my tires, so I'm not sure why that is. I should probably turn the traction control back on, but I'm not gonna. Too much fun. So we're in 11th of 15th place. Should be able to pull a couple more. I'd be happy if I finished 8th or so. Second to last lap. Got to make up some positions here. Let's work on hit our marks a little better here. That was better. Got one there. Can definitely get back on throttle before he can. Amazing what happens when I stop talking. Front brakes are into green, rear brakes are very cold still. These cars don't carry that much speed, so even on a track like this, you're not really going to get a lot of heat into the brakes. I have my volume, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. I have my volume down a little bit so I can hear myself talking, and I'm missing, like, I think I'm revving the car out too far. But that's just because I can't hear that well. So we got one more lap. I'm going to steal a position here. Oh, too hot, too hot, too hot. I think both of these guys are going to pass me here. He is running into me. That's fun. That was kind of rude what I just did there, but I want the position. Too hot. These cars are fun. You can kind of float them around the corner. You kind of just get the ass end kicked out. I know it's not the fastest way around the track, but the AI obviously is not that fast still. I probably could use, I think 92 is still a little too slow for me there. Which is unusual. That is a sign that the AI needs a lot of work in this game, because 92 is typically on the upper end of what I can compete with. That really makes me have to push hard. 92% typically puts me mid-back to mid-pack. So somewhere from the middle of the pack to like halfway in the back. And I prefer races like that, honestly, because I like working for it, if that makes sense. I don't want it to be super easy. Boom. All right, so I don't know where. Yeah, so I finished third place. I don't know where the two guys up front are. They must be way out up front, because I didn't even see them. But so, you know, that suggestion that I had. Let's get out of here. Quit. All right, I just want to quit so I don't hear that. Confirm. Yeah, so unfortunately, you have to kind of do that, but it did work. So I can't remember right offhand who came up with that suggestion, but it does work. So if you want a reasonably decent race with AI, make the race here in AC Evo. I mean, make the race one more lap or so more than what you're wanting to race, and just hang out in the back. Let the AI kind of get themselves figured out. I don't know if that's something that this guy had done before and that's why he thought of it, or it's just an idea he threw out there. But either way, it seemed to have worked. I still think that 92%, unfortunately, is a little bit low for me, and that tells me that they still have a lot of work to do as far as getting these AI dialed in. But honestly, this just showed me that if they could just get the AI a little bit better early in the race, the AI is not that bad. The two things they really need to get figured out is get the AI to be a little less buggy, a little less glitchy. They kind of tend to kind of like bounce off of each other for the first couple of, it's really the first lap. I was going to say the first couple corners, but it's really the first lap. They have this issue where they're kind of scared of each other and they kind of do this bouncing game. They'll also do it to you. And then throughout the race, they have an issue where they will hit you in the back like you're not even there. I got bumped a little bit in this race. A couple times I felt it in the force feedback. You may not have seen it, but it did happen. I felt it, but luckily it wasn't a hard enough hit or in a tight enough corner where it spun me around, which it has done many times in the past, which is irritating. But that was it for this one, guys. Let me know if you are enjoying Assetto Corsa Evo. I still think that in not much time, 6 months or so, this is going to be one of the best sims out there. I think this is going to be a lot of people's go-to sims. Like I said, there's really not that much stuff available for you to do yet. This is basically a hot lapping sim for me at this time, yet I've still got over 10 hours in it. And I'm really, really enjoying it. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for joining for the video. If you guys have not subscribed, please consider doing that. And hit the like button because it helps the YouTube algorithm. That's going to be it for this one, guys. I'll talk to you in the next video. We'll see you later.